Hi everyone, we are here to present and discuss one of the most significant and legally binding agreements in Philippine law, the marriage contract. In this video, we will explain its parts, functions, legal importance, and how it's compared to other types of contracts. A marriage contract is a legal document that certifies the union between two individuals. It is issued by the local civil registry and used for various legal purposes such as change of civil status, claiming benefits, property matters, and more. This contract is executed after the wedding ceremony and serves as official proof of marriage.
The parties involved in a marriage contract include: first, the spouses, the husband and wife; secondly, the solemnizing officer, example, judge, priest, pastor, etc. And lastly, two witness of legal age. Obligation of the spouses include living together, mutual love, respect, and fidelity, providing support to each other, cooperating in managing the household and raising children. A marriage contract typically includes full names, ages, citizenship, and address of both spouses, date and place of the marriage, name and authority of the solemnizing officer, name and signatures of the witness, signatures of the spouses and solemnizing officer. This detail legally establish the marriage under the Philippine law.
Under the Family Code of the Philippines, a valid marriage must have this following element: legal capacity. Both parties must be of legal age and not prohibited to marry. Consent. Both must give voluntary and mutual consent. Authority of the solemnizing officer. The person officiating must be legally authorized. These elements are shown through the information and signature in the contract. In the marriage contract, we can identify different kinds of obligation. First is real obligation, living together in one home. Next is personal obligation, being faithful, giving mutual love and respect. The third one, legal obligation, supporting each other financially. Next is moral obligation, raising children properly. Lastly, mutual obligation, duties shared equally by both spouses. These are protected and enforceable by Philippine law. Having a marriage contract has important legal consequences, and here are those. First, the marriage contract legally binds the couple, so it changes the civil status of both individuals. Next, it affects property relation, such as absolute immunity, conjugal partnership, or separation of property. Third, it serves as evidence of marriage in court and for legal rights like inheritance. Last but not the least, it can be revoked unilaterally. Only annulment or nullity can dissolve it legally. Let's now compare the absolute deed of sale with the conditional deed of sale. An absolute deed results in an immediate transfer of ownership. There are no conditions attached, and once signed, the buyer gains full rights to the property. A conditional deed of sale, on the other hand, delays the transfer of ownership until a certain condition is fulfilled commonly. The full payment of the purchase price. This contract protects the seller until the buyer complete their obligation.
In the wording of the contracts, this difference is obvious. Absolute deeds use language like sold and conveyed, while conditional one says shall be effective upon fulfillment.
Now let's compare the contract of sale and the contract to sell. In a contract of sale, ownership passes to the buyer upon delivery or execution. even if payment is not yet complete. A conditional sale is still a contract of sale, but with a condition attached, the sale is valid, but ownership is withheld until a specific event happens, like full payment.
The distinction lies in the intention of transfer. A contract of sales now, while a contract to sell promises to sell later. This is reflected in the wording used in the documents.
Now let's compare the contract of sale and the contract to sell. In a contract of sale, ownership passes to the buyer upon delivery or execution, even if payment is not yet complete. A conditional sale is still a contract of sale, but with a condition attached, the sale is valid, but ownership is withheld until a specific event happens, like full payment. In contrast, a contract to sell does not transfer ownership right away. The seller only promises to transfer ownership once the buyer fully pays. It protects the sellers from defaulting buyers. To wrap up, here a summary of our comparison. Marriage contracts are personal, lifelong onions, while sales contracts are property and commerce-related agreements. To wrap up, here a summary of our comparison. Marriage contracts are personal, lifelong onions, while sales contracts are property and commerce-related agreements.
Knowing this difference helps us understand how obligation and rights are created and enforced depending on contract types.
A marriage contract is more than just a piece of paper. It is a legal document that binds two people, not only emotionally, but legally and socially. Understanding its importance helps us appreciate the role of law in personal relationships